Welcome back. Now, one of the best parts of Mondays right here on Wake Up Nigeria is motivation. And one of the friends of the house, Mr. Fola Daniel Adelesi, is back. He's an international keynote speaker, training facilitator, and communications professional. On motivation today, this conversation is one where you walk a thin line because there are quite a few people who have become, in quote, takers. And we are thinking maybe we can reverse that mindset. Am I right?
Absolutely, we can. So takers, you see...
Happy Father's Day, sorry.
Thank you. So that's one thing that we finally get once in a year. After International Women's Day, International Day of the Girl's Child, and National Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday. At least thank you for giving us one. Thank you.
But fathers are sort of on the receiving end of this topic because it does feel like everyone seems to take from fathers these days.
So we have been trained, built with that mindset that you just must be the one giving. You are the provider, you are the protector, you are the defender. Okay. So the mindset is that you must be the one providing everything. I understand that that's what ideally it should be. But when you get into some circumstances where the economic situations are not favorable, you need to slow down a bit, find out alternative ways to make sure that you are not the only one giving. And then whoever is around you, particularly wives and adult children, should not always work with a taking mentality. Okay. It's almost an unconscious thing that, oh, if he can provide it, why should we do anything? Let's just sit down and watch. Let him just pay all the bills, do this and stuff like that. And in this part of the world, you realize that people become adults and they still don't take the responsibilities at home because there's somebody who is already doing that. So it's something that we need to consciously change, because if you remain a taker, the person you're taking from most times may not complain, but you're eating them up, you're draining them, they're seeing it. After a while, if they're conscious of it, conscious of the fact that this person is a taker, they gradually start walking away from you. So if you notice that somebody is avoiding you, you may want to ask yourself, am I a taker from this person? Or why exactly is this person avoiding me?
So in the end, before you can take from the bank, you have to have made a few deposits
exactly.
Into that bank, whether the bank is a bank of love, a bank of assets,
emotional banks, financial banks.
Exactly. So it does feel like, obviously, the opposite of take is give.
Yes.
But then again, there are some who probably feel at some point in their life they have the right to become takers because they've given so much. So, for instance, on the other side of the fathers, having given so much throughout their lives, they eventually begin to take from their kids.
If somebody has truly given, over time, they don't feel guilty taking. And the people who are giving to them also don't feel guilty giving to them. I mean, if you know people who have put so much into your life, you understand the value of what they have put into your life. So when it's time, if you have it, emphasis, if you have it, you're very comfortable giving to them. It shouldn't be, I want to quickly say that parents should not make their children their retirement plan. You should never do that because it's weighing out a lot of children. But if there's an opportunity to give, absolutely, it's something that you should do. However, let's quickly also add, for those in organizations too, you realize that there are people who just think that I should just go there and take something without thinking about value to give back. Okay. People give more to you willingly when they realize that you're offering value.
Okay.
Do you realize that people give more to those who are not begging compared to those who are begging?
Notice.
Take a look at beggars. When beggars ask for money, you probably just hand out, some peanuts to them.
Change.
But you look at some other people who are not begging, maybe because they've added value to you, they opened the door for you, introduced you to someone, gave you an opportunity. When you go to them, what do? You go bearing tangible gifts, expensive gifts. Why is that? Because of the value they have given to you. So we're trying to say that be more conscious of offering value than just taking. And when the time comes, taking becomes easier for you.
I feel like the average Nigerian, especially in the urban space, finds it hard to receive gifts. They, in some cases, maybe it's a self-esteem thing, maybe it's denial of the skills or talents that they actually have. When they eventually get offered things, they tend to pull back or step back and wonder why they should you know, be on the receiving end of great things.
Sometimes that happens because we don't appreciate ourselves well enough. And you come to the point where you're wondering, what's the motive behind the giving? Take, for example, if you don't tell your husband, I love you a lot. The day you finally tell your husband, honey, I love you. Nigerian men, for example, will react, what do you want?
Okay.
Because you don't say it quite often. So the day you say it, we know that you're getting to something. Or
you don't hear it that often.
Or we don't hear it that often.
Yeah.
Or for example, the day maybe I walk into the house and you start saying, sugar pie, sweetheart, the best man in the world. I just say, cut to the chase.
Okay.
What exactly do you want? So if it's a regular thing, that would not be an issue. So because we don't give and take quite enough, often, then it becomes an issue when it happens. Or people think, oh, is it that you want me to recommend you for something? Do you want to compromise me? Or is there something that you have done wrong? You want me to bend the rules for you?
Or you want to take advantage.
Or you want to take advantage of me.
Okay.
So we should be very comfortable giving. I can take and give and still maintain standards and let you know that, look, you give a gift is because you wanted to. It has nothing to do with whatever you think I can take or do for you.
Yeah.
It's just a normal thing.
So now, maybe for anyone who's been on the taking side, to make that switch might be a little bit hard. But what do you think are the little steps that they can take?
The first thing is ask yourself, what can I offer this person? In some cases, it may not be material possessions.
Okay.
It could be resources that you have, maybe your time, maybe information, just provide something of value. And of course, if it's resources, you also think about what you can start giving back as gift. If you learn, even as a child, if you learn the habit of giving, I'll tell you a quick story and maybe we can wrap up with this.
Okay.
There was somebody who said that he went to school several years ago and somehow he just felt like it was God pushing him to give a gift to his lecturer.
Wow.
And everybody has told him, that lecturer, he's so difficult, it's hard to pass his course and everything.
Wow.
So he just bought wine, a bottle of wine and agege bread.
Wow.
Several years ago. And went to the lecturer and said, sir, I traveled to Lagos and I just felt I should bring this to you. And the lecturer said, what's your matric number?
Wow. Okay.
He wrote it down. He said, I never failed that course.
Wow. Okay. So but that does feel like a quick pro quo situation in Nigerian context.
He's saying that of course, he's a very studious person. He works very hard. Made good grades in all the courses.
Sure.
But somehow, doing that just softens the heart of that person.
Sure.
We're not saying that's exactly why he passed, but he had, his head story. That lecturer was notorious.
Sure.
And everybody says, this particular person. So you imagine gift, whether you like it or not, guess what? There's something in the scripture that says the gift of a man makes room for him. That gift is not talent. That gift is actually giving something to people, helping other people, appreciating people. So let's just not be taken. Consciously think about what can I do? And it's not usually in the amount. There was a day I sent airtime to an elderly person, and I said, please, I'm sorry, it's small. He said, no, it's the gesture, not the value.
It's the principle.
The fact that you even thought about it and you did it, I appreciate that. So let's think more of how we can also give to other people and not just take from them.
All right, so that's the question for this Monday. What have you been able to give back to someone in your community, someone even in your office, in your department? What have you been able to give back? Or have you been one of the people just taking and expecting so much in return? All right, then. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
For your contribution today. We always appreciate it. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Tell us what you think.